We're all here to discuss the new features of the platform, which are helping to solve this issue of overcoming the blank page challenge, right? So, what do you do when you're faced by this blank page? Um,
All right. So first of all, why do you need to know your customers? The top reasons why startups fail. So if you ask CB Insight, it's like no market need, a flawed business model. And if you ask the Wilbur Labs, it's like the product is made without a business model and there's no market need. So basically, what you really need to do is you're trying to build something which is desirable. And while that's easy to say, it's really difficult to achieve. I was speaking to a B2B enterprise product organization who was developing a digital service offering. And they started, the first thing that they did is, okay, I have a great idea. And there are obviously customers in the world to buy these things, right? So they started exploring potential customer segments. So to do that, the biggest challenge that they had was they felt super highly overwhelmed by the unknown, like don't know where to start. Like 20% of our people said they don't know where to start. They actually spent 2 to 3 weeks brainstorming an ICP, and they spent a lot of time playing with assumptions to make it perfect. So before you start testing, they wanted to make it perfect. So these are the things that they were experiencing, and for this we have built a feature so that that can help you go faster and go ahead with confidence and get you into testing fast. So the feature is like it's an AI assisted customer profile building tool. What does this tool or the feature help you do? First thing, it really helps you generate a very intelligent customer profile. So basically, you just let it know the idea you're working on, let it know the customer segment that you're working on, and then it helps you generate a AI assisted suggested job spends and gains. And that's how the first thing that's where it helps you break the blank page canvas. Second thing that it does, it helps you refine your suggestion. So AI is just a suggester here. It does not tell you what to do and how to do. It just suggests stuff to you. And then you make the decision whether you accept it, you edit it, you replace, or you delete these job spends and gains. While you're doing that, it also then you can kickstart a mini coach. So we have something called the mini coach at the sidelines. And that mini coach assesses all these different aspects of your job spends and gains and tells you whether is it good, is it good enough, could it be better, and gives you better suggestions to improve upon these. So that's how you can build your customer profile, and it just starts. You start with something that you can test with. So with this, let's just quickly have a demo of, and let's see it working. So the context here is that there's an insurance provider, and they are developing new life insurance products for young families. So let's.
So I'll be demoing this new feature to you right on our platform with this customer profile that I've just created. So when we talk about the blank canvas, blank page syndrome, it is all about this, right? In the face of a very empty page, some teams have a challenge of starting out. Like, how do I start? Where do I start from? And especially considering that they've just learned about these tools, like in our programs, they go through the e-learnings to learn about these tools, and then they need to do the work. Getting started can be a bit difficult, and they can, like, a fear response can emerge. They may be really worried about what they put out there. So the idea is to help them with the new AI features to get them started and have them an idea of what a good customer job, pain, or gain may look like. So to get started, you can either start generating your jobs, your pains, your gains as you have them in your mind. So the team can already start generating some, or you can directly ask AI to give you some examples, right? So to do that, you would click on this button, right in your canvas. So you don't need to go through a chat window, which is another type of AI help we have on our platform. So you don't need to converse with the AI model, but you can directly interact right on the canvas. So in this case, let's take like life insurance product that is relatively familiar with all of us, I guess. And then for the customer segment, let's say that it's parents who are 30, 40 years old with children under 10. trying to make it as specific as possible. And funnily, I'm actually part of this customer segment group, so I will see if it applies to me. Generate jobs, pains, or gains. You can select where you want to start from. Let's go with jobs first, which is usually the flow of generating customer profiles. And you can specify actually if you would like to generate functional, social, or emotional jobs, or a mix of them. Let's go with a mix. So it will take a few moments and pop up some jobs that from all the knowledge the AI has, and the actual model has access to all our books, all our tools, all our videos. So hopefully this is bringing up helpful suggestions. And the idea is that the AI data, the content that it brings up doesn't directly get validated. The users, the teams who are actually going through the process needs to review them and make sure that they make sense for their context. So in this case, let me quickly review. Yeah, secure financial future for children. I need to accept it to consolidate it or delete it or edit it to make sure that the team has reviewed the content. Easily adjust, yes. Let's say this is also valid. Maybe this is not valid, so I would just delete this. Maybe as well, it doesn't apply to me, and then I'll delete that. And then let's leave this out as well. So those are jobs, and I can continue with populating panes based on these jobs. So the AI will take into consideration the data that you have on the canvas and populate some panes for this specific case. The idea is that you would validate some of these and then either edit or delete some of these. And with this, you have like a first starter customer profile template in your hands, and you can add your own ideas about the jobs and pains and gains that you think this customer segment has. And once the team has gone through this, having a first version of what they think the customer segment jobs, pains, and gains are, there is also a feature to have a first assessment of this. This is needed because like the team may not be confident about the validity of these, and coaches are not always available in our programs. Like the coach may need to be monitoring multiple teams. So this is like a pre-assessment before really having a conversation with your coach or with your customers, so that you get a sense of if your jobs, pains, and gains are relatively okay. So to do that, you would start this mini coach. And this mini coach, actually what it does is it takes into account all the stickies on the profiles one by one. It reviews if they have a good balance, like between functional, social, and emotional jobs, if there's a good balance of them, and if things make sense altogether, like holistically. And it would also frame its questions as like reflection prompts, right? So it wouldn't tell you, okay, this isn't wrong, you should do this, but it's more like asking you questions for you to reflect on these jobs, pains, and gains, which you could either say that this is a valid question and I would like to further specify this one, or you could simply dismiss the question because it might not be helpful for you. And then you go through these questions and make the edits you would like to make. And once you feel that you're ready with this customer profile, you can continue the process, which is basically getting to testing and getting in front of customers to talk to them and see if these really apply. So the whole point of this feature is to accelerate the process of mapping your ideas and then getting to testing as early as possible, because that's what matters. All that.
So what Chausen has just showed you is how this feature works, right? Which is essentially this idea of solving the blank page problem, right? Getting something that you can work with faster, right? We've all been in a situation where we're trying to get feedback, we're trying to move things forward, but when you've got nothing to start, it's very difficult. There, right? You're able very quickly to generate a customer profile, iterate that profile, and then put it in front of a customer and verify whether or not that profile resonates, right? And so it solves that blank page problem. Practically, it does these two things, right? It increases speed by enabling you to move from concept to a testable hypothesis faster. It reduces the initial time you have to spend brainstorming, right? Which is not always super productive, and gets you to testing faster, right? And the second element, obviously, is it improves quality. if you've got something that is already resonated and is based on sort of the intelligent underpinnings of AI, right? You're able to generate better insights, right? If this is the first time you're doing this, right, or if you're thinking of a customer segment you might not know very well, what you come up with might not be of a super high quality, right? As Akshay was joking about earlier today, you might even go directly to ChatGPT and say, hey, give me some customer jobs, pains, and gains, because you're not super familiar with that process, right? Having them directly mapped in, having them combined with our mini coach in the way that Charleston showed, we think is a really interesting and helpful combination. For context, this is a part of our innovation programs, right? And so we have this innovation management platform. Some of you might already have access to our whiteboarding tool, right? This is sort of a more all-encompassing solution, right? Where we're helping teams directly work on their ideas and provide them with programs, structures, activities, such that they can de-risk their idea directly, right? And so that's why we said, hey, because teams are testing these ideas, they need help getting to a testable function faster, right? They need help overcoming this problem of I have a blank page, so I have nothing to test. It's one of a plethora of features that we've already released, are working on, will release, right? That together help teams get to testing faster, test at a better quality, at a higher clip, and produce better insights so that they can move their business forward, right? And so that's why we often say we've systematized the how of innovation with these programs, right? We've created a structure for teams to know what to do, when to do it, and in what structure, right? So that you, as a team member, I remember a lot of you being sort of entrepreneurs in SMEs, you have more time to do the testing as opposed to time trying to create a process to test ideas.